That's good. That's good news for me.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is like my number one place that feels like home, no matter where she is.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So you have your daughter this weekend?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all have anything planned?
She want to be on my show.
She wants to be on your show?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about episode?
Nah, we probably record tomorrow.
Ooh, what you gonna talk about?
I don't know. I want to ask her, like, how does she feel? Like, we talked about it, but we never really got in depth about how she feel about, like, not being with both her parents. You know,
that's interesting. Well, that's perfect because tonight I have a lot of questions to ask you. We do talk a lot, but we don't really talk a lot just about you being a dad. And I picked you because I feel like you're very on top of being a father to your daughter, and she's at an age where she's aware of the real, quote unquote. And so I feel like this is like a pivotal time for you to hey children, dog, to be building your relationship, your foundation of your relationship, right? And basically the title of this episode is, as a father, what are your concerns? And sometimes I feel like you tell me your concerns with things, but it's not like consistently this is what we talk about, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get the daddy version of Paco, and I want to hear your concerns as a father with your daughter regarding a lot of different things. So I have a list, and basically I'm gonna bring up something on my list, and then we could just like jump into like your thoughts behind it and how you deal with that regarding your daughter, and anything else you want to add on there, we can.
For sure.
Cool? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first on my list is disappointment. What have you talked to your daughter about regarding disappointment? How anything in your past, how you've been disappointed, and how she should deal with disappointment, or just preparing her for it?
I guess the disappointment that I was thinking of maybe is on the same lines or maybe not, but a lot of times we disappoint ourselves with certain things. I don't know if we really ever talked about disappointment from like just other people, just like your friends or family just kind of letting you down, I know she have been let down before, a few times. And I think my biggest goal is like, even if I let her down, I want her to know that my intentions were in a good place. So it's just like, we didn't go roller skating because I worked a couple extra hours so I could finish a project. You know what I mean? So that could be something. It's just like, and now she's to the point where it's just like, all right, Dad, I understand. If I want to keep getting Jordans, you got to finish the job.
Right. You got to work. You got to get that money.
Yeah, like you have to let them know. We have to talk to our kids and let them know that we're not saying no because of X, Y, and Z. I think me being a child and then her being a child, I think we learn about disappointment, and we learn a lot about disappointment just by seeing, and existing. So I think that's like the biggest lesson. Just watching what's going on. Always paying attention.
Okay. Do you foresee yourself having a discussion with her on how to process disappointment or take disappointment from people that she might really care about and still grow that relationship? Do you see that conversation happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. So I know you listen to her music and you said she has a good taste in music. So that's a good thing.
Yes.
Right? Okay. What have you talked to her about protection and protecting herself from any type of quote unquote predators that she might encounter without you?
We talk a lot about that type of stuff, like, I mean, at this point, your mom or dad should be touching your private parts
right.
to wash you up. You know what I'm saying? At 14, you know what I mean?
I hope not. But you know what? What's so funny? My mom had to do...
it's shower time. Don't get
Listen, my mom had to do that with my brother. My mom didn't stop bathing my brother till he was about 15 because he was just trifling. He was staying in the bathroom and not shower.
Listen, all right. Anyway, I'm joking, audience.
I'm not joking.
But anyway, no, okay, all right. But so just we had a episode a couple years ago where she was messaging men on Instagram. And they were saying some vulgar things and some ignorant, just crazy stuff that, a 12-year-old shouldn't be being exposed to.
Yeah.
And pretty much it was just like, yo, this why you wasn't allowed to have social media. So her phone got taken for a couple months. But it's technically my fault though, because I got her a cell phone. I got her iPhone when she was 10. And so she been upgrading just like I've been upgrading over the last, 4 or 5 years, So I guess the point that I'm trying to make is I try to make sure that she understand how dangerous that is. Even like when her and her cousin is over here, like, with Dad, can we walk to the store? And it was just like, nah, not yet. Give it a couple more years, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, as you get older, you learn how to watch for danger and learn who to trust, who not to trust. Yeah. And I'm just not ready to let that go yet. Even like with her going to the mall with her friends and stuff like that, I'll be like, nah, not yet. Little bit more time, but I let her know why though.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Have y'all had a discussion about heartbreak or like puppy love heartbreak, or what that's going to be like, or whatever that was like for you?
Yeah. I probably need to write that down.
Yeah.
She know how much of a scumbag that her dad is, but I haven't. We've had those conversations, but we haven't actually had the conversation of, how would she feel about it?
Yeah.
I think, and to be honest with you, to go back a little bit, she did call me, was it last year? It may have been last year, and she was having a problem with a boy, and she was crying. And I was like, well, did you like him? And she's like, we was just cool, Dad. You know what I mean? So I think the little boy liked her. She liked him. And then the little boy wound up flipping on her because there was some other girls that came around. So he tried to play it like he didn't like her. So it was that type of stuff going on. I really didn't know what to tell her. Like, man, like, damn. I was like, man, I'm sorry you going through that, but I said, this ain't gonna be the last time, and I told her, I was like, that's why I just told you to watch who you be around and watch who you tell, what you tell people and who you tell it to.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is your friend.
Right.
And I think that's the most conversations we have is stuff like that. Like, everybody not your friend. Everybody don't have your best interest. You know. So
one thing I will tell you is there is like a talk that you can have about heartbreak to a girl, whether it's your daughter, your sister, or just a relative that you're really close to. But there's nothing that really prepares you for like that first one. You're just going to go through like a layer of death of like yourself, and then you're going to come out with a new layer of who you are, and that just comes with growth, so you know better next time how to put your care into people. And basically that's all you can say. But I feel like prepping her for that, so she won't be like, oh my God, my life is over, and super dramatic about it. I think it'll be easier for her to deal with. But that is something that I think girls respect more coming from a man that they respect versus coming from like one of their friends who are also girls. So just to prep you. What about spoiling a kid, or maybe you can get her something, but you know she doesn't need it, and she knows she doesn't need it, but just because you can doesn't mean you have to. And have y'all had that discussion?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
And then I'll be honest, like a lot of stuff is you know, you feel guilty. You know what I mean? You're not around, you know what I'm saying? Like, you working. You know, even though, first of all, we do spend quality time together, but you know, we like my one homeboy, my one cousin said, like, man, you a weekend dad. Like, so that kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was about to say so wild, but this is Cozy Womb. But anyway, but look, so I guess that kind of stuff kind of like damn, like, you gotta work, and you know, I only see you on the weekend, but you working on a Saturday, or you working on a Sunday. You know what I mean? So that kind of is kind of hard. You know what I mean?
Have you do you plan, or have you planned any, like, you know how you take your self-care trips for yourself?
Yes.
Have you planned any of those with her? Or
yes.
What? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. We'll be leaving in a couple of weeks. She turned 14 on the 7th, and we're going to meet her, and her cousins is actually coming very close to where you live.
Hey.
So yeah, we down in the area.
Well, let me know, because Mother Goose probably be staying a little bit longer than I expect, but that's fine.
For sure.
So let me know. Okay. But because I feel like
but you know, but just to be completely honest, like we would do a lot more if it wasn't like a hater on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
So I think as she get older, I think things are quite naturally like she gonna put her foot down and say, like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And it is what it is at that point, you know. So especially after an old man buy her a whip in a couple years. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
I just think trips are super important for parents and their kids, because that's when they learn the most, and they just feel the freedom of not feeling like you can just get up and go and they have to wait for you. You're all there together, and anything that y'all do is going to be like together. Like you don't have to rush the time. So I think that would be really good if y'all just consistently, as she gets older, take those trips where it's just like you and her, just like how y'all, do stuff together normally. But yeah,
For sure.
that balances out. Have you talked to her about accidents, preventing accidents, or if she's ever like felt slightly depressed, or know what that's like, or if her mood changes, is she aware of her own mood? Would she tell you? That type of conversation.
Yeah, for sure. She just bought her movie too. I know that has nothing to do with nothing, but
I know.
She, man, I knew she was changing when she sent me this long paragraph. I said, "Look, I'm not about to do these long paragraphs.
Essay text, let's go."
Dad, this is what Mom did. Da da da. Like, look, I get these from women. Like, I'm not about to get these from you too. Like,
oh
man. I hit her back with, okay, we can talk. But I see you like, I'm not about to go back and forth.
Men hate those text messages.
Listen,
what do y'all want them? Y'all want them in pieces?
Yeah, listen, send them in like every 3 hours. Like, oh, okay, that's part one, part two. Listen, and then it'd be like, and one more thing, and then it'd be another.
But you have to understand, like, she is your child, and she is like living with her mother, and maybe she can't vocally call you.
But what I do is, hey, if it's something important, I will end my day, and I will come pick you up. We go get some ice cream. We go to the lake. We can go somewhere and we can just chop it up. You know what I mean? And I think I'm more. Listen, I always say this, from infant to about 5 years old, I'm the best father. And then from like 6 till they about like around 12 or 13 on up, then they can comprehend the way that I teach and comprehend who their dad is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think she finally understanding that, and actually, no matter what negativity or whatever what was said about her father, I think she realizes that, like, nah, she can see a difference. You know what I mean? And it like I said, I have to provide, but she knows she comes first. Okay. And like I said, if she ever need me to be like, nah, like that, just don't work today. I want to hang out. Then, and I always ask her too, like, yo, it's cool. I go work. Because if she say no, I'm like, I'm not gonna go do it. You know what I mean? And it's only stuff that's really pressing, like projects that need to get done and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Anything like a or emergency call or something like that. But
can you
balance.
Can you tell when her no, it's fine, okay, it's not important, is important, and she's lying, or she's trying to like focus on your feelings or your time over her feelings?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know. I know when she need a break from being at home.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When she be like, hey, what you doing? Where you at? You working? You okay? Dad, how you doing? Like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was earlier this week because she wasn't supposed to come over this weekend. I'm like, I already got stuff scheduled for the weekend. But I mean, you could still come. She's like, yeah, Dad, I just need to get out.
Okay.
And I'm like, come on. It's peaceful here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, Ain't no yelling. Ain't no, I'm not fussing at her. Hey, go do the dishes. Ain't no, I'm not gonna say it twice.
Yeah.
Like, go do the dishes. Mm-hmm. Like, she know what I expect, and vice versa. So.
Okay, that's good. What have you talked to your daughter about when it comes to self-respect and maybe oppression by someone she might talk to? Like, what have you talked to her about the way men may oppress you in a relationship?
Yeah. And that was one of them things, like when I said a few years ago, mm-hmm. when I was reading the messages from, had to be a grown man, like or older youngster, mm-hmm. but it was some real vulgar shit that he was saying, and I was just like, man, don't never let no man talk to you that way, mm-hmm. ever. You know what I'm saying? Or put their hands on your neck. And I gave her a knife. I said, stab that nigga. You got my permission. And I talked to her just like that. Mm. And then I don't have no problem with saying stuff like, because, you know, for years I grew up and everything was just like, oh, well, don't say that in front of them and don't be this way. And they're just like, nah, man, we living in a world now. Like, no, you need to say how you feel, and they need to understand why you so angry. Yeah. It ain't just like, yo, I'm about to beat you up because you did X, Y, Z. No, tell them why you about to fuss at them, and tell them the dangers and the pitfalls of the world and the streets. Yeah. They need to know that. They need to be aware of that. So I'm not sugarcoating nothing.
I'm the same way. And it's very important that you have to say it how the moment is going to be. Like, people are not going to be caring when they're mistreating you or saying it nice when they're mistreating you. So you need to understand like why this is important, why I'm telling you this, why I'm always drilling this in your head, because, you know, kids get lax when they're too comforted, where they think like everything is cool. So
everything is cool and everything is supposed to, like, well, my mommy do this, and I'm like, well, like, that ain't how the world works.
Exactly.
Mommy ain't always gonna be there. Daddy ain't always gonna be there. So you got to learn how to fend for yourself. And I think that's what's missing with the newer generation. Mm-hmm. It's just that they don't have no grind. They ain't got nothing. Right. Like, you know, that comes from mom and dad, man. You got to instill that into them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like my kids get clothes, shoes, and things that they want, but like, yo, you have to get up and learn how to get it yourself too, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, have y'all had a discussion, or are you teaching her about what healthy love looks like? Like, we it's easy to talk about the things to avoid, but as far as like being a example and telling her what healthy love would look like, have y'all had that discussion?
See, when a man give you the bedroom eyes. No, I'm not.
What are those? Oh, man.
No, shit, look. So, I mean, I show her a father's love. Mm-hmm. She don't see the romantic love, like you. She don't see that. She probably see that at home with her mom and her husband. You know what I'm saying? But me, it's just, you know what I mean? Guess who's coming to dinner? You know what I'm saying? Like.
Okay, so I feel like I can merge this next one with this. So why I brought that up is because I think today a lot of our younger generation is caught up in, oh, we look cute together, or, you know, he can buy me this, I could buy him that, I can get my nails done, I could get my hair done, and, you know, we just go out and basically stunt together. But is the love healthy? Like, is the relationship healthy? Is the friendship of who we are as people first before we even care about each other's feelings healthy? And I think that it comes a lot with you're the man influence. So you would be her man influence, hopefully, right? Where you would show her how a man is supposed to talk to you, or how is a man supposed to treat women based on how you treat women. And it doesn't have to be people you're dating. It could be like your relationship with her mom. Regardless of y'all having issues, it's a respect factor there, right? And then your relationship.
But it ain't always been respect though. You know, and that's on both sides of the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's seen the good, bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But she gets to see how you treat women who are strangers, women in a professional setting, so she knows what's appropriate from a man by what you do. And I think that's important for her to see, because I think a lot of times when it's a woman on one side and it's men on the other side that they don't know, a lot of women are not exposed to what the right version is, so they get manipulated in those settings. So I think how you treat women would be like a perfect example of the man influence she's supposed to have. That's what I was getting at.
I agree with that.
Okay. I want you over here showing her no crazy examples.
I mean, I am her dad.
Right. Oh, man. Okay, so y'all go out together a lot, right?
Yes.
So, do you call those like daddy-daughter dates, or are we just spending time?
Oh, yeah, I don't do that shit.
It's okay. All right. So
listen, the minute I start posting your daddy-daughter date, like like we just kick it, yo. That's it. Like,
okay.
I don't, like I said, there's certain things that a child or a person gonna pick up regardless. And I want her to get those things for herself. I'm not this person that's gonna be like 48 laws of power. Like, no, like, just like I said, like it ain't textbook.
Yeah.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, it's genuine.
You should know that, like, this person love you. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and, well, if a guy do this, then he really just want that. Like, we may have those conversations when she's 19, 20, 21, when she start actually mingling and really being involved with the opposite sex. Cool.
Yeah.
But not right now. It's all about let her soak it all in, you know, and ask questions. Okay. I'm always there to answer the questions, you know.
Okay. So, you're very big on her upkeeping herself in a presentable way. And you're big on her, you know, really taking pride in who she is naturally. Yeah. And
she gotta wrap her hair. She gotta wrap her hair.
I was just about to say that, her hair. So healthy wise, you're very into her, you know, making sure her hair is healthy, making sure she's healthy. Why are you so like on top of her with that?
I mean, I tell her all the time, like, yeah, I was picked on. I was laughed at and stuff like that, just because we was poor. You know what I'm saying? And not poor, not like poor with money, but rich with values and all the other stuff that all went out the window when I got like. But we was taught right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Listen, your children they represent you,
right?
So if she looking a hot mess at her mama house, then they gonna be like, well, I seen Quincy. It's like, woo, hair all over the place. Like I don't want them phone calls. Like, nah, like, man, we not gonna have you getting laughed at school. You know, we're gonna make sure your clothes is tight. You looking cute, like everything. Your hair wrapped, your hair nice.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is, I'm gonna make sure that you and your brother is gonna be okay.
Right.
Like that's just bottom line. Like, and so I take pride in that. Like, no, my kid's not walking out the house looking like any old thing.
Okay. I was just talking to Anya about that today. We went to At Home, that's where I was. And we was just I always tell her, like, bring me the brush, the spray, and the hair gel because your hair need to be brushed up. She hates getting her hair combed. And I just tell her, like, she was like, well, don't worry about it. I was like, no, I am worried about it because when people look at you, they can look at me. So I can't, make sure I'm dressed and leave the house and you're not dressed. So it's all about like teaching them, like, this is cool for in the house, but when we leave the house, it needs to be this or better. So
Sure.
I'm always like drilling that in here. Anya, did you put on deodorant? No. She was like, I took a bath. I'm just like, girl, that's not the same thing. That's another step of your hygiene. So I'm very big on that. So yeah, I like that you do that.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
I think it's important for their self-confidence too.
What do you teach her about self-confidence?
Just love you. Like I always had big ears. She going through like a acne phase now. So I say, yo, man, a couple more years, you're gonna be popping, yo. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
man,
we all go through that. And then some people still go through that.
Yes.
You know what, with the skin and stuff like that. I've been blessed. I had eczema from 4th grade to 8th grade, and I wore big ass glasses. So I went from Steve Urkel all the way to Stefan Urkel. You know what I'm saying? And I was like 9th grade, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Swag, all that, all the drip.
You know what?
The girls brushing my hair in the bleachers because I ain't playing sports. So I mean, this is real. Can we comb your hair? Go ahead.
I wish somebody told me the go-to for good skin as a teenager would be drink more water. Yeah. Like I feel like when I got to my 20s, like that was it.
But but I don't know, because that's all we drink though.
But there's a difference between just drinking water and drinking the right water. Like,
look, ain't nothing in this house but water, almond milk, and grown-up juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing like.
But like it's about the right water. It's about like changing your pillowcase often, because there's something about teenagers and their sweat and their skin oils. Like, you got to change your pillowcase often. Like a lot of things that you didn't think about, exfoliating and not doing too much. And then the things that we eat now, most of the food ain't even real. So that goes hand in hand with your skin and how you feel and you look. So, all of that stuff you learn later.
I listen. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I made salmon the other day, and salad, and we didn't get none of that. Like, we ate oxtails tonight from the Jamaican spot, and so I know I can do better. Like, even though she cooked and stuff like that, but we can definitely eat a little better.
Hey there, people. Hope you're enjoying the show. Don't forget to check out Cozy Womb Shop, okay? The link is in the bio. You can also reach the shop at www.whoisshan.com. On Cozy Womb Shop, my thing that I'm going for right now in the t-shirts is good colors, good fun colors for the kids, for mom, for dad, unisex, and some new masks and some new colors. And I'm focusing on spreading love and getting love, okay? So on there, find what you're into. I have stickers, I have hoodies, and I have mugs, okay? But we got to get into this new season of Cozy Womb Podcast while you enjoy your merch. Let's go.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
diet is the big thing, like you said, with your skin, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
what else? Emotionally. How are you emotionally involved minus the essay text?
You know, man, like as a man, you know, as a known asshole growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Yeah.
like having a daughter just break all that shit.
Yeah.
Like down. You know, cause it's like you could tell a grown woman, like, shut up, man, you and your feelings, man. Da da da. You can't tell that to your kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you really like, cause and to be honest with you, like she's actually preparing me for a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you know, it's certain things that you just can't say to her. Like, and I know that. I would be crazy if I said some of the stuff I've said in my heyday. You know what I'm saying? To my kid. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So definitely listening to her is very important.
Okay.
And sometimes she'll walk away because I'm on a business call or I'm cooking, I'm preoccupied, and I go get her. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, you were saying something. Come here. Come talk to me. Mm-hmm. Like, so I want to let her know that, yo, I wasn't ignoring you. Your feelings are important. Mm-hmm. And I just always want those lines of communication open.
That's good, because my next thing to say was like, how do you make sure you don't back up emotionally? You going to get her shows me that like you confront it head on, where it's kind of like, hey, I interrupted you, or you had something else to say. So you don't, because most dads, when it comes to daughters, when girls get emotional, they kind of like freeze up, but they don't know what to do, or they just avoid unless it's a really, really, you know, serious issue. And she's like screaming, crying. But to figure out if there's an issue or if there's confusion before it gets to like the eruption of is a good thing. And so I feel like what you just said is like a preventative thing for that. So it won't be no blow up later because I gave you X amount of space to come tell me or talk to me. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, but guess what though? But you know, sometimes kids can still feel that way though. Mm-hmm. Like even growing up, you know, a kid may be like, well, hey, I want to go hang with my friends. I want to go hang with my cousins or whatever. And then you grow up and you have some type of resentment towards your parents, but your parents all along wanted to hang with you and wanted to do things with you, but you was too in your own way, you know. So,
but that's
yeah, but some people. Well, what I'm trying to say is some people like to come back around and say, well, if you was there more, you know.
That is something that I tell people who are like parents questioning their parenting. Like, there is always, no matter how great of a parent you are, there is going to be something that your child is going to feel like you didn't do enough, or you should have did, or you should have pressed them harder to make sure that they did, that you didn't do. Because there's no way to be like this quote unquote perfect parent, whoever that is. There's no way. You're going to either give too much or not give enough, or you should have did this with me. For me, for my mom, everybody on the outside of her children would say, oh, your mom is the best, or I wish I had your mom. Your mom is so blah, 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 blah. But the real thing is, my mom is so laid back that the things that I wish she was for me was more pushy for me to try, or more encouraging for me to do and not back down from a challenge. I don't feel like my mom pushed any of her kids enough. She was just like, I'm here to sign the documents I have to sign because I'm the parent. I'm here to have fun, but I'm not going to push you when you're quitting too early, right? So I had to be like my own disciplined person, and I hated the fact that I was in my childhood and I had to be my parent also in that way. But I think like for parents, the way that you keep track of that as you parent is you talk to your kids, like what you were saying, you know, y'all gonna do an episode this weekend to see like, you know, what are her feelings about, you know, not having both of her parents, blah 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 blah. It's asking those questions like she's an individual person. Like, what are your feelings on X, Y, and Z? How am I doing as a parent? How am I doing as your dad? Is there something you need from me that I'm not doing? Is there something that you feel like I could do more? And not bring in your judgments to that table or that discussion. Because you don't want to hear her at 25 talking about what she wished you would have did when she was 14.
Right.
So you kind of like give that space now for that to be talked about. So what you can change or what you can improve on can be done now. So she can have like a fulfilled teenage life into her 20s and not feel like a loophole of something that she felt like she was missing in her 20s. Because I see it all the time where it's friends of mine that they have the house, their parents set them up, they have good credit, they have a great job, and they still feel like this loophole of insecurity somewhere because their parents basically, they did too much to make sure they didn't have to struggle anywhere or have any challenge. So now they feel like they have to have everything great and everything a certain way, but they're still not fulfilled in themselves. And I feel like it has to be some sort of balance. So I think
I had a family, like one of my cousins told me like he admired it, and it was some type of jealousy, but but I couldn't understand it, but because he came up more privileged than I was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, dude, like you just always figure it out. We didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like if you want more, you got to do more. If you wanted change, you had to make the change. You had to. Wasn't nobody gonna give it to us. We didn't have that. Then when my parents died, like we really didn't have anything. So, like you said though, like I want you to not look at everything. You know, your mom did the best that she could. You know, and maybe she was dealing with the things how she came up, or in her latter years as an adult dealing with your dad or whatever other situation, you know. But as adults, we have to appreciate them, and then we have to realize that we have to be our own backbone,
right?
And we can't, the minute that we start pointing fingers at why I'm like in this situation, the minute that we start soaking up all that bad energy, because we all can do it. Everybody can sit up here and say, hey, well, you know, I would be married by now if I didn't have to do this when I was 18 or 17. Like we can do that shit all day long.
Yeah.
But is that going to get us anywhere? Is that going to get us to the place? Like, so it's just, we have to just figure out things that's going to benefit ourselves and our families now. And we can't really care about what the outside people got to say about it.
Right. Because the outside people ain't going to be go-to when the question come up to your kids, well, tell me about your dad. Like, they're not talking about nobody but you. So, you know, if it was something incorrect on how you were raised or what you didn't know, you have your whole adult life to figure that out and correct it.
Yeah.
You know, your parents are imperfect people that raised you in the best way they thought they could. And they're going to miss some things, but you don't have to sit there and focus on the things that they missed.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you support her or strengthen her on, like, you know, teenage things, girl things, womanly things you may not understand, but you know, give her what you do?
Yeah, we just like, let's say like last year, like we finally started talking about like periods and stuff, and I've been new.
Right.
She was at my house when it first happened and stuff like that. But
were you prepared?
Those things are. No, I wasn't. I had to pull on the side of the oil. Had to go to a Target and grab those things. You know what I'm saying? But I remember just being uncomfortable with certain things. I remember the first time, I pitched the tent, and then the tent exploded, so I remember being awkward in those situations. So I just kind of let it go on for some time, and then I was like, "Yo, man, go." I was like, "Your dad know everything. Go get your products and whatever you need, and just make sure you got this stuff stocked up," because it was a situation where I'm very cool with the neighbors across the street.
Yeah.
And she go over there and play with the kids that be over there. And so one of the homegirls, she was like, "Hey, like, she had said something, she had asked me if I had some pads or, some feminine products." And I was like, okay, all right, it's to the point now where I just gotta kind of just muscle my way in there and just, I try to give her space, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just, but I just had to do it my way, and just like, hey, your dad know, just go grab what you need. It's human nature. Like, I understand. And she was just like, cool. So now she was like, "Dad, I need some female stuff." But all right, well, let's go to the store. So just like trying to break the ice with certain things like that.
That's cool. I don't know what that's like. Well, I know, like, sending my brothers to the store, if I'm just like, before I could drive, I was like, "Go get this." And they'd be like, "Man, do I gotta go get it?" Yes, go get this.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's like, having no discussion with your dad and stuff. But I'm usually over prepared for it. What do you teach your daughter about being humble in the ways of it's not all about you?
Man, turn up, man. You know what I'm saying? I like turn up. Nah, she see I be turned. About being humble and stuff like that. Like, the most I don't say like use the word humble. I will say the most I say is just, tomorrow isn't promised. Be thankful. Just know that it's somebody in a worse position. Always give back. She see, and I try to lead by example. About giving back and helping others and doing for others, and even like with her, just like, hey, like, if she has something that somebody want, or like, hey, like, you got more of that, it's okay, you can give it to them. Like, everything ain't gotta be about you. So I don't, like I said, I don't really give lessons. I just drop hints, and I let them figure it out. Like, do you really need all that? Oh, okay. Well, if you don't, if you want to give it to them, give it to them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I just drop a little stuff here and there, and let them figure it out. And then they come back around like, "Oh, Dad, yeah, that one thing, like, yeah, I took care of it." Like, okay, good. Because a lot of times don't nobody want to get this third degree all the time.
Yeah.
Don't nobody. I know I didn't like that shit coming up. Like, yo, like, man, like, you got to tell me it's always a sit down lesson. Sometimes it's just like, yo, man, dude, you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have did that, period. And this is why.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times people want to take you to the Bible, or they want to say or give their backstory about this, that, and the other. You know, I kissed a girl once. Like, yo, man, like a lot of my stuff is embarrassing. So, like, I don't know. Being humble is something that's, you know, they have to see it. They have to witness it. Like, you can say that all day long, but if they don't see it growing up, then they don't know what being humble is.
Is there any thing that you try to teach your daughter where you feel like a hypocrite now about?
Oh, hell yeah, a lot of stuff. But the thing is, I try to let her know that, you know, the stuff that I'm telling her comes from a real place. Mm-hmm. You know, so I've been her age before, and even though I'm not a woman or a young lady, like, you know, I can still kind of connect to her on several different levels, you know, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So lastly on my list of things, because I know I'm talking your head off, I'm not even going to talk about how you show up, because I know how you show up with her. What are you teaching her in the lines of the heart of forgiveness, or understanding forgiveness regarding people she might care about, so she's prepared? Or y'all not there yet?
I think that's kind of hard for women, though.
Forgiveness?
I'm dead ass serious. Like, I think it's very hard for women to say, like, hey, like, I was wrong, or I'm sorry, like, and it's like, and then I have to be careful too, though, because every time she tell me about a scenario, about what happened, it's, you know, it's never something that I did. And I always, like, you know, the biggest thing I try to do is, like, yo, the accountability. Like, what did you do in the was there anything that you could have did differently? Do you think you said something wrong? Like, you know what I mean? So, and me being the adult, you know, it take two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the back and forth, the name calling, whatever the situation or altercation, whatever happened, say sorry. Like, yeah, like, or apologize, or kind of own your mistakes, or own what you said, or own what you did, you know. Yeah, that's a tough one. Being humble, being able to apologize, admit when you're wrong, that's a tough one.
Okay. Is there anything that you're concerned about as her dad that I didn't talk about?
I just want to keep her off the pole.
Oh, I think
keep her off the stroll.
Off the pole and off the stroll.
Yeah, that's it.
Does her personality remind you of anybody you grew up with, or your
Shit, me?
You?
Man, shit, gangster.
Oh man.
My daughter, gang, she a G. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
She cool. She a cool kid.
Okay. So that comforts you in a way. Okay.
But she swagger too. She putting little outfits together. I'll be sending her stuff like, yo, what you think? You like this? Like, I don't know about that, Dad. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
But I get it anyway. And then she be like, okay, I see you. I see you.
He said I get it anyway.
And she like, Dad, I want one. I'm like, all right, I gotta get you one now. So, man, it's a beautiful thing watching them grow up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then seeing what make them laugh.
Yeah.
And then like stuff I try to show her, like, yo, this funny, Quincy. And she be like, Dad, that was boring. And then she like, I watched this, like, Dad, you was right. That was funny. Like, and so it's just like certain stuff like that kind of make my
I try to make Anya watch Dr. Doolittle with Eddie Murphy. She did not think that was funny at all. Then yesterday I was watching Bernie Mac show. She did not get none of that at all. I'm just like, girl, y'all new kids, I don't know.
They will, like, man, that's her show. Man, she will watch the Bernie Mac show like right now. That's her show.
I love it. I was like, I forgot how funny this stuff is.
That's her show.
But that's good. Any advice for any dads with teenage girls right now?
I don't know. I don't know about. I don't want to give no advice to nobody with teenage girls, because they already figuring out. Or either they ratchet, either they cool.
Okay. Let me back up. Anybody getting to the point where their daughter's about to make their own decisions in a way? Any advice for that?
Keep the lines of communication open. That's like number one. And then number two, as fathers, like, you know, we got to make sure that we nourish our children's ideas. You know what I mean? And never thinking stuff is too small or too big. You know, even like with my daughter, she do nails, so I want her to own the whole mall strip. Don't think about just owning this little, you paying somebody booth rent. You know, and trying to put myself in a position where I can buy her a damn strip with a few units where you can rent them out and she can collect money, and it's just like, yo, this is some your dad left you, you know, when I'm not here no more. So just trying to just think bigger. And kids be having some crazy ideas.
They do.
But if you really listen to them, though, so a lot of that stuff make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just listen to them and talk to them, and just try to be there for them when they trying to bust their moves. You know, where they don't have to go look for another man, or they got to look for somebody in the streets to try to, you know, you push your kids away so much. They don't even want to come over for dinner or come kick it with you or talk to you. Like, nah, like, man, keep them close. Keep them close. If you don't have the finances, always have some type of solution for them, though. You know, hey, well, why don't you try this? Well, you know, they doing these first-time home buyer programs at the bank down there, or you know they doing have
resources,
some type of resources, even if you don't have the capital. You know, so
okay. Well, Paco, tell these people where to find you. Even though Nuts and Guts podcast is not child friendly, but it's about motivating. It's about motivating people to be better. And on your show, you always talk about, you know, treating people with respect and doing something good for somebody else. Tell them where to find Nuts and Guts and how to find you.
Which yeah, you can find my stuff all over the place on all the podcast sites, apps. You know what I mean? You can find Nuts and Guts Podcast. You can follow me on all social sites at BlkPaco, BlkPaco. I think it's that shot I had earlier today. It's that vaccine. Right. No, it's the vaccine. The vaccine, not the Tito's.
Oh no. You had that today?
No, I had a Neho today. I was drinking tequila.
Oh. I want to learn how to make mojitos.
No, those are easy.
Everybody says that, but I'm not a drinker, but I do want one. But I'm gonna get this stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Make me some drinks.
It's Friday night and I just got paid.
What y'all about to do?
I know she chilling. Mm-hmm. You know what? I bought us some of those galaxy lights from Amazon, and they shine up on the ceiling.
Yeah,
they're pretty cool. So we've been playing with those, and they kind of like dance with the music.
Oh yeah.
Then let me tell you, hold on. I bought her. What are those things called? The Echo, whatever the Alexa thing is.
Yes.
Right.
I got
Google
her
one of those.
Yeah.
So I got her one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the other day, I'm cooking, and all of a sudden, I have my headphones on, but then I'm hearing music come from her room.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh hell no!" So I took my pistol and I go. And this showing my age. This motherfucker turned the music on from the app, from her mama house.
Oh wow!
And it scared the shit out of me.
You thought somebody was in the house?
Oh yeah, but that
one. That's funny. I'm the only one that can control this Google Home thing. It's to the point now where it doesn't recognize the girl's voice anymore because it was making Anya lazy. That's why I bought her a children's dictionary. Whenever she needed to know how to spell a word, she would ask Google. Whenever she wanted to know the definition for something, she would ask Google. I bought the Google thing for like the random questions she would want to keep questioning me about throughout the day in the house. Like facts about animals and stuff. I didn't buy the Google for them to spell your words for homework, things that you should know how to do. And I feel like technology is making kids lazy because the first thing she asked me when I got her the dictionary was, why you got me a dictionary when I could just ask Google? That's why I got you a dictionary, because using a dictionary, you have to know how to find your answers. Yeah. You have to learn how to find your words and your definitions and understand what those words mean. Google's not really going to tell you that because it can't go through all of the definitions for the same word. And so she hates the fact that she has to do definitions. Like I give her 5 definitions every day to do, despite her not having homework. But yeah, the Google is in the living room. I rarely use it now, but it's technology, something to have real quick. But it's good for alarms, like random alarms that you want.
Yeah, that's very true. And then roadmaps. People don't know how to read roadmaps and stuff.
No.
I mean, and I think it's very easy. You find the street, you find the city, wherever you're looking. It's actually educational and it's pretty cool. Especially if you're driving cross country or across town or you're a street joint you never been on or don't know where it is. Yeah. A lot of that taught me how to get around my own town. Just, I didn't have a Garmin or a GPS back in the day.
I remember
that was a privilege.
Being in New York and having to put in the address and see what streets I had to turn on in order to find stuff walking. But I rarely walk anywhere now. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Well, Paco, thank you for doing this. Let me question you to death.
For sure. Sorry if I was a little choppy. With that damn vaccine.
You wasn't choppy, but what you call it took it. Greg took it, and he said it made him really drowsy and tired.
Yeah. Well, I'm sleepy anyway. I'm always sleepy.
Well, you work hard.
Yeah.